17. I'm gonna be 18 in about a month on June 2nd, so I'm super pumped for that. Why do I look like Tom Holland so much? So I get that a lot, like all of my whole high school year so far, I have gotten that. And have I ever met him? When he first he came to Salt Lake City for Comic-Con, except it was like $250 a ticket just to see him, and I was like, that's BS. I would know that more than anybody. Braden Smith being my initials. I was like, I'm not gonna see him. That's stupid. I can't pay that much. I'd love to. And sure enough, so I still go to Comic-Con, and I was sitting by his panel, and all of a sudden his security guard walks up, and I didn't know it was his security guard. It was just somebody who was like, just said security on him, and it was by his panel. And all of a sudden they tapped me on the shoulder, and they're like, oh my god. Because they thought I was Tom. They were just like, oh, never mind, wrong person. And then he started freaking out. He's like, oh my god, you look just like Tom. You guys need to meet. This is insane. And so they took a photo of me. They got my Instagram. This was like a year. This was before the whole TikTok thing as well. And so they took a photo of me, got my Instagram, and then they went back. And Tom was busy at the moment, but his manager, they showed it to Tom Holland's manager, and he was like, that's insane. They really do need to meet because that would be awesome, and it would be like a crazy photo. And so the whole con goes by, and it's just like Tom's taking photos with people who did pay, and he has to do that first. And the plan was I'll just do it afterwards. Anyway, when it came down to it, there was apparently like so much paperwork that had to be signed apparently and stuff like that, because I didn't do that since I didn't pay. It was really stupid. I don't know why I couldn't have just gone back there. And this was on a Friday, and the whole con was going the whole weekend, and they were like, if you were to come back Saturday, you'd have a higher chance. And I was like, I really can't like pay for another day. I just don't have that money. And I asked them if they could pay, and it didn't work out. Anyway, I never ended up meeting him. However, I do not know if he's seen a photo of me, but I know his manager has, so I'm pretty sure there's a small chance that he showed Tom, and Tom was like, what? That's nuts. But so what do? I pretty much just invent fictional items and turn them into real life things like web shooters and stuff like that. I got my this was actually the Mark II, because the first version sucked and I broke and everything and I lost it. And now recently I've gotten a 3D printer, so I've been able to make a lot more like cooler looking ones. Yeah, but I make superhero stuff, so like Iron Man mask, everything like that. I made an Iron Man gun that actually shoots, it's propane, it's like an explosion of propane that shoots out. Okay, so I believe my social media, I have 372,000 followers on TikTok, about almost 13,000 YouTube, and almost 5,000 on Instagram, I'm pretty sure, and I have 6 million likes on TikTok. Yeah, it's nuts to even say that myself. How did I get started and how did I get so big? So the funny story is, I've been working on this Iron Man project for a while now, just because it's like just the thing I've been working on. It's fun, and I decided I was like, I'm just gonna post a random video of this to my Instagram, and this because people already had seen it before on my Instagram, like my friends. And I was like, this is just the progress I've made. And then my mom thought it was super cool, and so she took that video and downloaded it, and then moved it to her TikTok, which she didn't have anything posted on her TikTok. It was just for her to see all the videos and stuff like that. And so she posted the video, she went to bed, me and her both did, it had 0 views, and then I woke up and she was like, Braden, the video I posted of you has 200 and something views. And I was just kind of like, oh, that's okay, that's cool, and I just kind of brushed it off, and then maybe no more than 15 minutes later, she walks back in my room and she goes, Braden, it has 10.2k views, and it was nuts. And that's finally when I woke up and I went out to go look, and it was like every couple seconds, it was getting like 2,000 views, and it was insane, and that whole video went viral. And at about like only 20,000 views, she was like, okay, this is your account now, I can't take this. So now I took over her TikTok account because she hadn't posted anything anyway. And that whole video exploded, and then I had so much more stuff that I could like easily show off to people that I've made. But I've kind of branched off of that, like instead of a plastic bottle, now it's an actual tube. But so how does the blaster work? That's a good question, because I get asked that all the time. Pretty much how it works is I usually would have a tube connected at this back end that goes and hooks up to a propane tank. More recently, it's propane and oxygen, which I'll explain why I need that in a second. But I let the gas out, and that flows into this combustion chamber, which this is called, and I have a little ignition here that sparks all that gas that's inside the tube and causes a big explosion to happen there, and all the pressure from that explosion is what shoots out. and a lot of people know fire loves like oxygen and air. That's why if you like pinch like a little candle, it goes out. And so the thing is, there's air going through this because I have little holes in it that allow air to get in, so it actually is a bigger explosion. But I figured if I just hooked up pure oxygen, because air isn't 100% oxygen, so I figured oxygen tank with propane tank, and now this thing shoots like a gun, and it's crazy. I had to replace it once because I almost exploded using it because I let too much gas in, and when I lit it, instead of exploding, it just lit a fire. Whole thing turned black. It almost went back into the propane tank and blew me up. It was really bad. So I kind of took a break from this, but I'm finally getting back into it because I figured out how to fix that. So how do the web shooters work? Pretty much the web shooters work. It's super, actually, a lot of people like to think it's some crazy thing, but here, I'll put this one on. Right, this is my newest version so far, and it works great. Alright, so it's just a little retractable thing with a magnet on it. It's super simple. But just picture it being like one of these badges, right? And you have your little retractable thing. That's all this is, right? But I just took it apart, replaced it with my own fishing line, had to put a magnet on it, put some caps with like, you can put drill bits just in case it breaks, so you can just take it apart on the spot instead of having to carry around a screwdriver, like a little nerdy guy, even though I am pretty nerdy. But yeah, it's just a badge reel with a magnet on it. It's really simple. Do I cosplay? So I have cosplayed in the past, as I've done quite a bit. I haven't really in more recent years, but I did Spider-Man one year, of course Iron Man, and I just wore the exo arm just without the explosion parts and everything. But that was before the whole TikTok thing. That's the crazier part. I am planning on going to, I believe it's in September, Salt Lake Comic-Con or Salt Lake Fan X, whatever they're calling it now, where Adam Savage is gonna be there. I'm planning on attending that. If like anybody wants to meet me there, that'd be super awesome if you're in Utah. It's like questioning though, because I don't know what's gonna be open with the whole coronavirus thing going around. But so what's my ultimate goal from all this? My main goal at the beginning was have a fully functional Iron Man suit, which I've gotten pretty far. Next step for me is just flying, because I feel like you can't be Iron Man without flying. But it's just, I want to just like show people what you can do, right? Like my first thing was a plastic bottle. It was a plastic bottle in a tube and hooked up to a propane tank. Simplest little thing, but everybody thinks it's so crazy. But it's like how much you can take like a simple thing like that and turn it into something big, like a whole project that I've done now. But yeah, just like look for the simple things, right? I saw a little badge reel and turned that into a web shooter because I just thought it would, but yeah, hopefully have these working things and just show people that they can make them themselves and that they're not just fictional anymore. Anything I'd like to add? Go check out my YouTube. It's Braden Smith. I need more watch time on there because I want to like, I love TikTok, but I want to transition from TikTok to YouTube because I feel like I could show a lot more content there. Yeah, that's about it though. Just thanks to everybody as well who's watching this, who like has been following me since the beginning and now seeing where I'm at now. I appreciate it a lot.